Look at the state of your financial life, the pile of bills on the kitchen counter, the credit card statement you are afraid to open, the gnawing feeling in your gut that you are running a race you can never win, living paycheck to paycheck, never truly getting ahead. You feel the stress of it in your body, a constant low-grade tension. You see these things, the debt, the lack of savings, the anxiety, as the problem, but they are not the problem. They are merely symptoms, the external manifestation of a much deeper issue. The true problem is not in your bank account, it is in your mind. Your financial reality is a perfect, unflinching mirror of your inner world. If your mind is chaotic, impulsive, and undisciplined, your finances will be chaotic, impulsive, and undisciplined. Debt is the physical form of a mind that cannot delay gratification. A non-existent savings account is the result of a mind that lacks a clear and compelling vision for the future. We have been taught to treat the symptoms with budgets and apps, but we have ignored the root cause. The cure, therefore, must also be internal. The path to strong, unbreakable finances is through the forging of a strong, unbreakable mind. This is where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism becomes profoundly practical. It offers us a mental gymnasium, a set of daily exercises designed to build the essential muscles of self-control, focus, and resilience. This is not about wishing you had more willpower. It is about the daily, deliberate work of building it, rep by rep, until discipline becomes your default state. Before we begin our first training session, I invite you to join our community. By subscribing to this channel and liking this video, you are doing more than just watching a video. You are making a commitment to your own mental and financial training. Think of it as joining a dojo for the mind, a place where we gather daily to sharpen our principles and strengthen our resolve. Your support helps us keep this training ground open for everyone who seeks to become stronger, more disciplined, and financially sovereign. Let us meet the person at the beginning of this training journey. We will call him the well-intentioned procrastinator. He is a good person. He knows exactly what he should be doing. He has read the books. He understands the concepts of saving, investing, and avoiding debt. He creates budgets with genuine enthusiasm. But when the moment of decision arrives, the moment to resist an impulse, to make a small sacrifice, to do the hard thing, his resolve crumbles. His intentions are strong, but his mental muscles are weak. He lives in the shadow of his own potential, haunted by the promises he makes to his future self. "I will start saving next month," he says as he clicks "Buy now" on something he doesn't need. "This is the last time I'll use the credit card for a non-emergency," he promises, knowing deep down it is a lie. This gap between his intentions and his actions is the source of his deep frustration. He's caught in a cycle of setting goals, failing to meet them, and then feeling the shame and disappointment of his own lack of follow-through. At the heart of his struggle is the tyranny of impulse. The Stoics called these impulses the passions, irrational emotional responses that hijack our faculty of reason. In our modern world, these passions are weaponized against us. An army of marketers and algorithms works tirelessly to trigger our impulses for desire, for comfort, for instant gratification. The well-intentioned procrastinator's phone is a battlefield, and every notification is a potential attack on his discipline. The urge to buy, to consume, to click is a powerful and relentless force. When the impulse strikes, his rational mind, which so carefully constructed his budget, is shoved aside. The passion takes control. As Seneca wrote about anger, the same applies to all impulses. It is deaf to reason and advice. In that moment, the long-term goal of financial freedom seems distant and abstract, while the pleasure of the immediate purchase feels vivid and overwhelmingly real. He is a king who has abdicated his throne, allowing every fleeting whim and irrational desire to rule his kingdom. To make matters worse, his own mind becomes his enemy's greatest ally. After he gives in to an impulse, his rational mind comes back online, but not to correct the error. Instead, it works tirelessly to justify it. This is the rationalization hamster wheel. He tells himself clever stories. I worked hard, I deserve a treat. You only live once. It was on sale, so I was actually saving money. I'll make up for it later. These excuses are the soothing balm he applies to the wound of his broken discipline. This internal monologue is a form of self-deception. It allows him to maintain the illusion that he is in control, even as his actions prove the opposite. It protects his ego from the painful truth that he is failing himself. But this self-deception comes at a cost. It prevents him from learning from his mistakes. It keeps him trapped in the same loop of behavior because he never truly confronts the weakness at its core. He becomes an expert at justifying his failures instead of an expert at building his successes. Underlying all of this is a deep-seated addiction to comfort. Our modern world has conditioned us to believe that all discomfort is bad and should be avoided at all costs. We have apps for everything, designed to eliminate friction and effort. We crave ease, convenience, and instant results. This makes the necessary disciplines of financial health feel like punishments. The discomfort of saying no to ourselves, of tracking our spending, of choosing the cheaper, less convenient option, feels almost unbearable. The Stoics knew that a life lived in constant comfort creates a fragile soul. A man who has never been tested, Seneca wrote, can't be trusted. The well-intentioned procrastinator has not been tested because he has spent his life avoiding all tests. He has not built his tolerance for discomfort. Therefore, when the moment comes to choose between the easy path, spending, and the hard path, saving, his mind, conditioned for comfort, instinctively chooses the path of least resistance. His desire for ease outweighs his desire for freedom. His mind is a house divided against itself, a state of constant inner conflict. One part of him, the rational self, genuinely wants a future of financial security, but the other part, the impulsive self, wants pleasure and comfort right now. These two forces are locked in a perpetual civil war, and the battleground is every single financial decision he makes. This internal friction is incredibly draining. It consumes vast amounts of mental energy, leaving him feeling exhausted, stressed, and defeated. Epictetus taught that the goal of a philosopher is to have a unified will, to bring one's desires and actions into perfect harmony with one's rational principles. The procrastinator's will is fractured. He is trying to serve two masters, his long-term goals and his short-term whims. And as the old wisdom says, no man can serve two masters. Inevitably, he will honor one and despise the other. His lack of a single, unified purpose is the root of his inconsistency and the ultimate source of his failure. The external results of this weak mental state are tragically predictable. His credit card debt grows, a monument to 1,000 small defeats of his discipline. His savings account languishes, a ghost of his unfulfilled intentions. He feels a constant humming anxiety about his financial future, a feeling of being trapped and out of control. He works hard, but his efforts feel meaningless because his lack of discipline ensures that his hard-earned money slips through his fingers like water. His outer world is a perfect reflection of his inner chaos. But this is not a life sentence. No mind is born disciplined, it is trained to be disciplined. Weakness is not a permanent character trait, it is the result of a lack of training. The Stoic mental workout is a regimen designed to take the flabby, untrained mind of the well-intentioned procrastinator and transform it into the lean, powerful, and resilient mind of a Stoic practitioner. It begins not with a grand gesture, but with a small, consistent, daily practice. The first exercise begins the moment you wake up. It is the practice of the morning intention. Before you pick up your phone, before the world has a chance to flood your mind with its demands and distractions, take a few minutes to set your own terms for the day. This is what Marcus Aurelius did every morning, preparing himself for the challenges ahead. Define your principles. Say to yourself, today I will act with discipline. I will be the master of my impulses. I will make choices that serve my future self. I will welcome challenges as opportunities to practice my virtue. This is not a passive wish. It is an active programming of your consciousness. You are priming your mind to look for opportunities to be disciplined. You are setting a clear standard for your own behavior. It is like a general reviewing the battle plan before the fighting begins. When you enter the day with a clear intention, you are no longer just reacting to events. You are operating from a core of self-directed purpose. This simple 5-minute practice can fundamentally change the trajectory of your entire day. You are reminding yourself of the person you want to be. This creates a powerful sense of identity that helps you resist temptation. It is much harder to make an impulsive purchase when you have just spent the morning affirming your identity as a disciplined, thoughtful, and long-term oriented individual. Your actions will naturally begin to align with the identity you are consciously cultivating. The morning intention is the act of choosing your character before the world tries to choose it for you. The second exercise is to be practiced in the heat of battle. It is the Stoic practice of prosos, or attention. It is the art of creating a pause between impulse and action. When you feel the powerful urge to buy something you don't need, to order the expensive food, to skip your savings contribution, this is the moment to train. The exercise is to stop, take one conscious breath, and in that space, create a moment of rational thought. This tiny gap of time is where your freedom lies. In that pause, you must ask yourself a series of simple, clarifying questions. Is this action in alignment with the intention I set this morning? Does this serve my long-term goals or my short-term desires? Is this a need or a want? What would the best version of myself, the person I am striving to be, do in this situation? This is not about shaming yourself. It is about bringing the light of reason to a part of your mind that has been operating in the darkness of pure emotion. This practice, repeated over and over, strengthens your ability to override your initial impulses. At first, the pause will be difficult to create. The impulse will feel overwhelming, but with each successful attempt, you are forging a new neural pathway. You are building the mental muscle of self-restraint. The pause will become easier to access. The voice of reason will become louder and more authoritative. You are not killing your impulses. You are learning to be their master, not their slave. I want you to pause with me now and engage in a small moment of reflection. What is the one impulsive habit you struggle with the most? Is it the late-night online shopping, the daily expensive coffee, the food delivery apps that drain your account? Give it a name. Acknowledge it. Name your opponent in the comments below. In the Stoic gymnasium of the mind, the first step to defeating an opponent is to look them in the eye and acknowledge their power. Let us do that together as a community of trainees. The third exercise takes place at the end of the day. It is the practice of the evening review, which Seneca considered one of the most valuable parts of his day. Before you sleep, take out a journal and conduct a gentle, non-judgmental review of your performance. Ask yourself, where did my discipline hold strong today? What choices did I make that I am proud of? Where did my discipline falter? What triggered my impulsive behavior? What can I learn from this that will make me stronger tomorrow? This is not an exercise in self-criticism or guilt. Guilt is a useless emotion that keeps you stuck in the past. This is an exercise in data collection and strategic improvement. You are acting as your own coach. You are analyzing the game tape of your day to identify your strengths, your weaknesses, and the strategies your opponent, your own impulsive nature, uses against you. A failure is no longer a failure. It is a valuable piece of data that informs your training plan for the next day. This practice ensures that every day you go to sleep a little wiser than when you woke up. It transforms your life into a conscious, deliberate process of self-improvement. It breaks the cycle of mindless repetition of the same mistakes. The procrastinator lets his days blur together, his mistakes unexamined and therefore doomed to be repeated. The Stoic practitioner uses their daily experience as the raw material for their growth, ensuring that no lesson, however painful, is ever wasted. The fourth exercise is one of imaginative power, role model contemplation. The Stoics would often meditate on the character of great sages like Socrates or Cato, asking themselves, what would he have done in this situation? This provides a powerful external benchmark for virtuous action. We can adapt this for our financial discipline. Take some time to vividly imagine your future self, the person you will be when you have achieved financial freedom. Imagine their mindset, their habits, their character. This version of you, the wise, disciplined, and financially secure you, becomes your internal mentor. When you are faced with a difficult financial choice, you can pause and ask, what would my future, Stoic self advise me to do right now? This is not a gimmick. It is a powerful psychological technique that allows you to borrow strength from the person you are aspiring to become. It helps you to make choices today that are worthy of the future you are trying to build. This practice provides a sense of inspiration and guidance. You are no longer just struggling against your bad habits. You are actively moving toward a compelling and inspiring vision of your best self. This vision acts as a magnet, pulling you forward, giving you the strength to endure the short-term discomfort for the sake of the long-term reward. You are not just saying no to the impulse purchase. You are saying yes to the powerful and free person you are choosing to become. The fifth and final exercise is the most direct form of strength training, the hard choice practice, a form of voluntary discomfort. Throughout your day, actively look for small opportunities to choose the harder, more disciplined path over the easier, more comfortable one. When you have the choice, cook the simple meal instead of ordering the expensive delivery. Walk the 15 minutes instead of paying for the ride. Take the time to mend the shirt instead of instantly buying a new one. Each of these small decisions is a single repetition in your mental workout. It is a rep for your discipline muscle. On its own, one rep does very little, but compounded over weeks, months, and years, these reps build formidable strength. You are systematically increasing your tolerance for discomfort. You are proving to yourself in 1,000 small ways that you are the kind of person who can do hard things. You are building an identity based on strength, not on comfort. This practice has a profound side effect. It makes the truly necessary financial disciplines, like sticking to a budget or making regular investments, seem much easier by comparison. When you have voluntarily chosen discomfort all day, the discomfort of not buying a coffee you don't need is trivial. You have trained for this. You have built the strength to handle it with ease. You have turned the mundane challenges of financial life into your personal training ground. And so, the transformation begins. The well-intentioned procrastinator slowly, day by day, becomes the Stoic practitioner. The change is not dramatic. It is a quiet, gradual process of strengthening. The constant inner civil war begins to subside. The voice of reason, once a whisper, now speaks with a calm authority. The disciplined choice, which once felt like a monumental struggle, starts to become the easier, more natural path. The mental muscles, once weak, are now strong, toned, and reliable. As the inner world changes, the outer world cannot help but follow. The new internal order creates a new external order. The savings account, once barren, begins to grow, a testament to the power of consistent discipline. The credit card debt, once an insurmountable mountain, begins to shrink, payment by payment. The investments, once neglected, are now funded with an automatic, unwavering regularity. The financial chaos recedes, replaced by a sense of calm, predictable progress. The practitioner realizes that he is not managing his finances with brute force. His strong finances are simply the natural, effortless byproduct of his strong mind. Just as a healthy tree naturally produces good fruit, a disciplined mind naturally produces a healthy financial life. It is no longer a struggle. It is an outcome, the inevitable result of the daily inner work he has committed to. His financial strength is a reflection of his mental strength. He discovers a new and more profound definition of freedom. He used to think freedom was the ability to buy anything he wanted. He now knows that true freedom is the internal state of not being a slave to his own desires, the ability to master his impulses, to direct his own mind, to be the captain of his own soul. This is the ultimate liberation. This is a power that no amount of money can buy, and no market crash can ever take away. It is the unbreakable wealth of a disciplined mind. This strength is not the birthright of a chosen few. It is the potential that lies dormant within everyone. The Stoic Gymnasium is open to all. The exercises are simple. The only price of admission is your commitment, your willingness to show up and do the work day after day. Your mind is the most powerful asset you will ever own. The decision to train it is the most important financial decision you will ever make. The training session does not start tomorrow or next week. It starts now. It starts with the very next choice you make. It is the choice to close the shopping tab. It is the choice to transfer a small amount of money into your savings account. It is the choice to take 10 minutes tonight to reflect on your day. Each disciplined action is a vote for the person you want to become. Cast your vote. Again and again. This is how a new identity is forged. Thank you for training with us today in our mental dojo. Remember, building a strong mind is a daily practice, not a one-time event. To support your ongoing training, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. We provide daily workouts, new Stoic meditations to keep your mind sharp and your resolve strong. The work is never truly done, but with each day, you become stronger. Now, the real session begins. What is the first exercise you will practice today?